From Indiana's news leader, Eyewitness News Weekend Sunrise starts now.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Well, new information this week suggests that autism cases are either rapidly rising or researchers are discovering more cases. The study by Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says as many as 1 in 88 children have autism. Now, this new estimate means autism affects roughly 1 million American children and teenagers. The numbers from 2008 show boys are 5 times more likely than girls to have autism, and the largest increases are among Hispanic and African American children. Well, 4 years ago, Kristian Little's life changed forever when her baby boy was born 2 months premature, and her life changed again when she learned that little Jacob wasn't developing at an age-appropriate rate. She later learned Jacob has autism. Now, Kristian is now an advocate for children with autism, and she joins us this morning with Jacob. Also, Stacy Apraez, she's from the Behavior Analysis Center for Autism. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kristian, let's start with you, and I'm glad that you brought Jacob with us. You say he's 4 years old now.
4.
And tell us a little bit about your experience, a little bit about Jacob, how you found out some of the symptoms maybe that you noticed with Jacob, and then why you wanted to become an advocate.
Well, Jacob was born 2.5 months premature, and I really didn't notice any signs at first. Even though he was born premature, he was actually still about age appropriate until he was about 12 months old. Then I started to notice that when I would call his name, if he wasn't looking directly at me, that he wouldn't answer. So when we went in for his 18-month checkup, they had me to take the test that they now have everyone to take, and they said, you know, we think he might have autism. So we had to rule it out. We went to an audiologist. We signed him up for the First Steps program. He was originally diagnosed with developmental delays, and it was assumed because of him being a premature child that that was why. But, I mean, I think the signs were just becoming clearer and clearer as he got older. He wasn't speaking like he should. He has some occupational issues, and so he went through that program, and now he's in a developmental preschool, and he's made just a lot of progress, and he was officially diagnosed in January.
And so it's important for you now to be an advocate for autism and being a part of this Autism Speaks, which is a walk coming up. Why is that important to you? Are you wanting to educate other parents as well?
Absolutely. Early intervention, it's the key. And they say it all the time, and I know for a fact because even though Jacob just got his diagnosis in January, he's been in therapy since he was 18 months old. So now he can write and read his name, and I mean, he can communicate. He actually likes being around other kids. It's a little difficult, but there's no telling what may have happened. You know, I mean, I think his quality of life is going to be that much better because of early intervention, and I think it's very important to not ignore the signs, and even if you think they might be okay, it's okay, you know, go ahead and at least get them evaluated. And there are therapies out there. It doesn't matter a lot of times how much money you make. There are opportunities out there for you to get your kids that therapy, and there's no harm in it. So I would say, you know, that is my message. I found out that Autism Speaks was having their first annual walk, and I found out, that's right, I found out right after he got his diagnosis, so we got a team together and had a couple businesses that come in and support us, Compass and Reconstruct America, and we've got 95 people on our team.
That's fantastic.
So I'm just excited about it, and whatever I can do from a local level to encourage people to do that, I'm willing to do it.
Stacy, let's turn to you with a little bit about, when we talk about these new numbers that have come out now, 1 in 88 children, 1 in 54 boys, and the question now is, are there more autism cases, or are we just discovering more cases are coming forward, and will we ever get an answer to that?
It's probably a combination of both. One of the things that she had mentioned is that pediatricians are now required to screen all children by the age of 2. So we are definitely catching more children that are falling into that realm earlier. Also, the internet and parents are becoming much more educated and are pursuing questioning when they're at their doctor's office of what they see on a daily basis versus what you can see in a pediatrician's office in a 30-minute visit.
And Kristian mentioned something I think is very important, and that is that she noticed certain signs maybe as he grew up, but he wasn't officially diagnosed until just very recently, and he's 4 years old, and that's pretty typical, correct?
There's
or common that it'll be later on, maybe the diagnosis.
The older the children get, it becomes more apparent the gaps and the delays. Their peers are gaining skills at a much higher rate than they may be. So although they have some skills, that becomes bigger and it becomes more apparent. So symptoms of not responding to his name, engaging in repetitive movements, poor eye contact, not interested in social skills, those kind of things start to come up and become more apparent as they get older.
Okay, and we talked about the importance of early intervention, and that's a big part of this Autism Speaks walk. You said it is the first event for this. Tell us a little bit more about the walk and what you do hope to accomplish with this.
Well, it is the first walk here in Indianapolis. It's on April the 28th. Registration starts at 9 o'clock. The walk starts at 10:30, and it's about a mile. It's just around Garfield Park on the southeast side. There's going to be games, there are going to be resources, there's a resource fair, so I'm looking forward to it because I'm still new to this, so looking forward to meeting other families that are dealing with autism as well. So we're really excited, but the goal obviously is to raise funds for more research.
That's so important, isn't it? Especially when so much new information is still coming out. Well, I hope a lot of people do sign up for that, and we're going to have more information on our website. I can't thank you enough. Kristian Little and Jacob, thanks for bringing him as well. And Stacy Apraez, thanks for the information. I know so many parents are probably, you know, struggling with it, trying to figure out what's going on, and I think something like this certainly should help. So I hope you get a lot of people out there for that. Thanks very much for being here. Well, still to come in sports, Kansas and Kentucky set to play